Alright lads, so everyone's favorite insane scientist has finally been revealed. Mayuri is our newest character in Bleach Rebirth for Souls, so let's go ahead and check it out. So obviously the timing for this is actually very good, and it might hint at what character we're getting next. Mayuri just had his big episode. Next week is Shunsui's, so we might be getting Shunsui revealed next week. But I'm excited for Mayuri. I like his dub voice actor too. So he has also a new gauge, a poison gauge. That's going to be fun to see. Uryu is there, and he's got a new outfit. So there we go. We got another example of characters having different outfits. And Nemu gets the shove. That's cool. I wonder if Nemu will be our own character, though. Right, surely we get the Bankai. Yes. Yes. How's that going to play out? Is it a massive thing behind him? Okay, he's just watching. Does it do anything? Oh, we don't get to see what it does? I mean, I'm sure they'll say it. Oh, there's the poison that he does against Zapro. I'm liking it, and I'm glad Nemu got to appear there. So we don't know if Nemu will be playable, but for those that at least want maybe Nemu represented in game, she at least appears there. It's nice to know, even if she's not playable, that we still get to see characters in game, even if they aren't an actual playable character. We saw with Nelly L, for example, Don the Shaq and Pesce were there. So that's kind of cool at the very least, but let's go rewind and see what Mayuri has to offer with his new playable character. So Mayuri, Captain of Squad 12. He is a very proud warrior who possesses an insatiable and inquisitive mind. He uses poison to wear down his enemies and control their movements across the battlefield. Controls their movements? What? Maybe that's going to be a little sign of how Zamari might play around if he ever does get added to the game. But Mayuri's intro animation looks pretty cool. I like it. And first up, let's have a look at his unique effect. So this is going to be a special gauge surrounding poison. When some skills hit, poison gauge accumulates and decreases over time. The gauge will be consumed when attacking with Mayuri's Zanpakuto and gives additional damage. So, simple character, he's going to be dealing damage with his combo attacks and of course his spiritual pressure moves, but at the same time you can poison the enemy. So nicely that actually playing effect here. It makes sense being on someone like Mayuri. Nice to see another character with the gauge effect, this time working different compared to the other character we have seen, Toshiro and also Grimmjow. We then get to see some basic combos with Mayuri, and I'm not sure if it's just me, but he looks very small. Maybe it's just, is he actually that tiny? Maybe Uryu's just towering over him, but again, key thing to point out here is that Uryu is in a Soripa outfit, so it looks like characters are going to have multiple different costumes in-game, hopefully free to earn, by the way, but what I'm really hoping in the topic of Mayuri, right, I'll be honest, I like Mayuri, I'm a big fan of his designs, and it's really cool that every Mayuri has a different design in every arc, but this is by far, maybe it's a hot take, is my least favorite. It's not that it looks bad, it's just that the other Mayuri outfits look significantly better, and I really want the Wakomunda outfit to be playable in this game, which, considering that a lot of characters have costumes, I'm going to assume that will be the case. As for Mayuri's signature move, though, we have Toxic Bubbles. Mayuri releases a slow-moving toxic bubble that causes accumulating poison damage. If the signature move button is pressed before the toxic bubble hits the opponent, the bubble explodes and spreads the poison mist over a wide area. So that's kind of cool. It's a range type of attack, and it's cool that you get the option to explode it or just let it hit the opponent. It does have quite the slow speed to it, I will be honest, but I feel like you can probably make that work. It looks like they can't just shoot through it, at least Uryu couldn't. But you'll see here, this is an example of it hitting the opponent. And we can actually see here that for the second clip, you can kind of see the poison effect on Uryu. So he's already been affected with the poison. And remember, this is a signature move, so you can just spam this. But this is the one where he chooses to pop it. And you can kind of see the poison effect that it does leave behind. So depending on how you play Mayuri, you could potentially control the battlefield. That's kind of cool. Unfortunately, since the gauge effect is taking up a section of this video, we don't get to see his spiritual pressure move 1, but his second spiritual pressure move does surround Nemu. Nemu charges forward and restrains the opponent, then causes damage with a powerful kick. The opponent can still guard when restrained, but the guard gauge depletion of the kick is very high. So a way to potentially break the guard of the opponents, that's actually kind of cool. And again, I love the idea that is Nemu coming in. So we see here that Nemu did hit the Uryu, and I believe he guarded it, right? He is guarding it, but the second kick does deplete the guard gauge, and that would leave the opponent open for an attack, which you can then follow up with Mayuri. So that's actually kind of cool. We can actually see that in full effect here. Nemu comes out, she kicks, Mayuri comes up, and starts to get a free combo, and that's actually really cool. As for the Awakening, by releasing Bankai Konjiki Ashishogi Jizo, opponents will accumulate poison even when attacks do not hit. The speed of the poison accumulation will be increased over time, so that's kind of cool. I was always wondering how they would have Mayuri's effect in play here, because I was always assuming they were saving this character, Sergeant, and also Renji for maybe later, because they all have massive Bankais. And we saw with Renji that his Bankai, he changes the whole fields, and he gets to attack you from crazy range. We haven't seen how Sergeant's going to play out just yet, but from the looks of it, when Mayuri uses Bankai, with Renji in particular, there's a downside, right? It only lasts one life, and the Bankai itself can break if you are defeated in that one life, right? With Mayuri, it seems like the second you activate the Bankai, it's there for the entire period of the game. From the looks of it, I was going to say maybe the map is different, it changes, but it just looks like you get up a bit, you go further into the sky, and I guess you're kind of maybe forced in the camera angle to see the Bankai just sit back from afar and do nothing. It's a funny way of introducing his Bankai. The Bankai is doing nothing, but its presence is there. Its presence is there, and you're just going to be taking poison damage. You're going to be building up the poison damage, and I guess the idea in this case that you want to finish that game quick, because if you let it go long enough, it's done for you. It's done for you. But if we have a look at the actual potential finishing attacks, Keycon moves that they don't fully show on display here, we can kind of make out some attacks that he does do here. The ones that definitely stand out to me is this one right here. It's the poison attack that he does to Zapro. I would assume Zapro will be playable in this game, and this is why I do want a costume with Mayuri with this Mundo outfit, because we aren't obviously getting 2 Mayuris in game. We don't need to. We only need 1. Just give me the alternative costume so I can wear that outfit and do this attack at the same time. That'd be really cool. But this most likely is going to be his finisher, which I do like, because you'll see here it does have the stab attack that he does do, which is going to be really cool to see as a finisher. But to be fair, maybe it's not, because we also have the Bankai doing an actual attack when all the blades come out of its chest. That could also be the finisher, and I'd say actually, to be fair, now that I think about it, this will likely be the finishing move. But still, even so, you have 2 iconic attacks that he does have in his Keycon moves or attack finishers. That'd be really cool to see in gameplay. And what I really do like here once more is that we are getting to see Nemu in gameplay. Even if she's not playable, at least she will be in the end animation when Mayuri does win. But Mayuri overall is described as a strong ability to restrict the opponent's actions from a medium range and then slowly hunt down the opponents. I can definitely see this character being quite toxic depending on how you play, especially once you activate the Bankai. I mean, you're just taking poison damage whether he hits you or not, so you can just, if possible, play super passive, try and use that signature move to slow down the opponent, right? Stop them from coming close to you, and they're just going to be taking constant poison damage. You very well could win battles with Mayuri without even damaging the opponent once the Bankai is activated. So this character, again, depending how certain players play with it, could be very cheesy. I can see it maybe being a problem, if I'm being honest. But when it comes to adding Mayuri onto our weekly tier list and how excited I am for this character, I would be more excited if I was able to see the, again, Mundo outfit on display. I assume that's going to be playable. We don't get to see it, but man, there's so many characters here, man. Again, every character looks unique. Every character looks cool, balanced, almost more so. Thus far, not a single character looks to play the exact same. I'm really liking the individuality of all these characters here. And Mayuri being added to our list here is our 20th character. We still got like potentially upwards to 3 months before this game does release. Because as of right now, the only confirmed date is early 2025. So I would say around excited tier. I would probably put him above Renji. Renji looks cool, to be fair. It's around tier. It's around tier. I think it looks really cool. If I do play Mayuri, it'll be with the, you know, Mundo outfit. But like I said at the start of the video, perfect time to announce this character. We just had this big episode. So likely next week, right, we might be getting Shunsui. And Shunsui, I'm looking forward to how he plays out, because he has the whole shadow attacks that he can do. If you missed last week's video, we did talk about this leak in particular, where we knew Grimmjow was coming out, and we know Aizen is also confirmed in game. Not like he needs confirmation anyway, but we do know Aizen is coming. I was expecting Aizen to be revealed this week, but maybe they are waiting for Aizen to reveal last, or maybe reveal him during Jump Festa, which is around December 25th. So while Aizen might not be the last character revealed from the entire roster, we might be getting Aizen revealed for our last character of this year. But honestly, Mayuri looks like a really cool character. Another great addition to the roster of Rebirth Souls. Let me know what you guys think about him in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.